All right, so for this one, we're going to do something a little different. I think we're going to, well, we'll just go through and see. Uh, we got to enter it in the matrix. That's it. So I'm going to take, it's a 3 by 4 matrix again, so I'm going to edit A. And I'm going to leave my screen big. How do I do this and leave my screen big? Well, it's 3 by 4, so let's just do that first. 3 by 4, okay? And you guys probably have this written down on your paper, so I'm going to hit enter. And let me just get to it on my book here so I can see it. Is it X? All right. So the first one is 1x, 2y, positive 2y, positive 3z is equal to 9, right? Then the next one is positive 1x plus 3y, positive 2z equals positive 5. So far, so good. Positive 1x for the third equation plus, or positive 4y minus z, so that's a negative 1z, is equal to negative 5. Okay. And so that's our matrix. All right. And I'm going to take a screenshot. I think what I'm going to do differently is I'm going to take a screenshot because you guys, and you could write this down in your notes. I was trying to think of how do I show kids what we're doing, and so you have a guide to kind of look at what we're doing. So that is the first thing that we did. Okay, plug it in the matrix. All right, let's keep going. So now that I have it in the matrix, I can hit second quit, leave the menu, and I'm just going to make this big. What's that? Oh, you hit, to get to the home screen, always you hit second and then the mode button, which is quit, and that always takes you to the home screen by default. All right, so I'm going to pull this up on the screen so you guys can see it. So if I hit second matrix A, I always like to double check it. And then when you hit enter, it displays it. Double check it real quick. 1, 2, 3, 9. Yep. 1, 3, 2, 5. Yep. 1, 4, negative 1, negative 5. Yep. 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 So what we want to do is I noticed that all of the x's have a leading coefficient of 1. One of the things we haven't learned how to do yet is to add or subtract. Yes. This is on page 153. Okay. And so if I take, and this is a thing you could do with matrices, is I can take row 1 and subtract it from row 2. Right? You could do that in the calculator for sure, but then you got to multiply things. So I'm just going to go with making stuff equal 0. So I'm going to go a little bit off the script from the book. In other words, I could go into, and I could say second matrix, go to math, and I can add something. But what I really want to do, in order to subtract row 1 from row 2, right, I'm going to do this multiply row plus thing. And so what am I going to multiply? I'm going to multiply negative 1 of matrix A, right? Well, what row am I going to multiply matrix A? 1. And what am I going to add that to? Row 2. Okay? Now when I hit enter, that changes. Now, yesterday we did this on multiple matrices. I'm just going to leave it in A because if you notice, yes. Are you okay? So if you get an invalid thing, don't type. You got to go to second matrix and input the matrix. Yes, there are characters on your calculator that you could type this in. You don't type this in. You have to go to second matrix. And make sure you have the commas. Yep. Okay. Because the computer is going to say, okay, these are input values for a computer program that the calculator runs. And it separates the input values by the commas. Okay? So I'll wait a second. You guys re-enter it and make sure. Yeah. I forget a comma here and then. Anybody in here ever do coding? No. Oh man, if you forget a semicolon at the end of the line. Hours. All right. Did it work?
Yeah.
Work? Okay. So I'm just going to leave this in A because I'm changing A. In other words, now that I've done that calculation, if I go to second matrix A is still matrix A. That's why we have to store our work. So do this. Go up here. See this? Hit enter. Okay. Oh, shoot. Highlight this and then hit clear. All right. Now hit enter. And what we want to do is we want to store that to matrix B. You can store it to A, but we got to start all over. Anyways, that's all right. So what I want to do is, remember we said second matrix, go to math. We got to start over. I forgot to store it. It's okay. I'm going to leave it in the video because you'll probably forget to store it too. So we're going to do -1, comma, then second matrix. Oh, wrong button. Second matrix. A, comma. Then we're going to multiply row 1 and subtract it from row 2. Boom. Now, I'm going to store that to B. So I hit second matrix B. Now, it already has stuff in there, and that's okay. That's B. To verify that, if you just hit second matrix and choose B, it should be that. Same thing. Okay, good. Let's see. Yep, that's what it is. So now, what do I want to do with this one? Well, I'm going to work on, it doesn't matter. We could do whatever we want. Let's get rid of, it works better if you do the 1 here and then make these zeros. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to hit second matrix, right? Oh, wait, I said, I'll do it after the screen. I said that I need to do the math, so I'm going to do this times row plus. I'm going to multiply the first row by -1 of matrix B now. And I'm going to multiply that by the first row of B and then subtract it from row 3. Okay? Then I'm going to store that into matrix C. All right. Do you guys have on your screens what I have on mine? Only thing I'm going to do now, though, is I'm going to take some pictures because I said I would do that. So we have A, so I'm going to take a picture of this. And I'm going to put that in the and then the next thing we did is we did from B I might add these pictures later, actually. All right. Okay, plugging right along. So now I want to eliminate and make this 0 and make this 0. So I will do the pictures later and add them later. So I'm going to go second matrix. I'm going to do some math. I'm going to select the row plus thingy. If you hit the up button, because it's the last one on the menu, or you could just hit F, it'll pop it in there. So I'm going to take this first, or actually I'm going to take the second row because this is already at 1. And I'm going to multiply that by -2 of matrix C and I'm going to multiply row 2 and then subtract it from row 1. So what I'm telling it to do is multiply this row by -2 and then add it to this. I'm saying subtract. Really what I'm doing is adding the -2. But that is row 1. Okay? So I'm going to take row 2 of C, multiply it by -2, and then add it to row 1. And that gives me the 0 here. I'm going to store that in D. Oops, I got to store it. Store it. Clear. Store. Okay, there we go. It's got to say ANS. That means your answer. And then second matrix, D. Okay. So now I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to hit second matrix, go to the math part. I'm going to do multiply the row and add to another. I'm going to multiply by -2 again because I got to multiply the second row by -2 and then add it to the third row. So I'm going to multiply by -2. Well, what am I going to multiply by -2? Matrix D, the last one I did. Okay. And that's going to be multiplied by row 2 of matrix D, and then it's going to be added to row 3. Well, bam with the bacon sizzle. Okay. So now that is, we're getting one step closer. So now what I need to do is store that. So I'm going to hit store. I'm going to store it in matrix E. And do that. And then I need to make this equal 1. So I'm just going to multiply this by something. Okay? I'm going to multiply this by -1/2. So I'm going to go to second matrix. And I'm going to go math. I'm going to go to multiply a row. Just going to multiply a row. What row am I going to multiply and what am I going to multiply it by? -0.5 of matrix B. Or not BE. And what row am I going to multiply by -0.5? The third row. Okay. Am I going too fast for you guys? Okay. So I'm going to hit enter. And now I've got this 1, 1, 1 diagonal. By the way, Z equals 3. So now I just need to do the multiply add thing. Well, first, before I do that, let me store this. Are you guys working ahead of me? Some of you are. That's okay if you feel that comfortable. So then, oops, I did it again, you guys. I got to hit the store button. Okay, it's still there. Good, good, good. All right, so now I'm going to hit store, second matrix, F. We got 3 minutes left. We're almost done. Hang in there. So I'm going to, lightning round, we got to finish. I'm going to go to math, multiply the row. I'm going to multiply the third row by, well, I'm just going to add that. Well, let me get rid of this one. I'm going to multiply by -5. No, -1/5. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to multiply it by -5. I had to think that through. -5, comma. No, because I'm going to do row 3. Comma, what am I multiplying by -5? Row 3. And what am I adding that to? Row 1. That is store that to matrix G. Okay, good. So now I'm going to eliminate this one. I think I can just add this row to this one, which is something that you can do. So I'm going to go to second matrix, math, and you could just add a row. And if you just add a row, I'm going to add, I'm going to say matrix G, comma, I got to remember, I think I do comma 3, comma 2, or it's 3, comma G, comma 2. Yep, nope, that worked. So that's the answer. Okay. I'm going to copy this towards the end, and then I'll go back and copy the rest of these. Now, what I want to show you guys is, this is my final answer. So what this means is that x equals 2, y equals -1, and I'll put this down here. This just means that x equals 2, y equals -1. If the bell rings, just leave. Z equals 3, or the solution is 2, comma, -1, comma, comma, 3. And that's it. Now, one last thing real quick, and I know you guys are packing up because the bell's going to ring. If I do reduce row echelon on A, if I do this reduce row echelon on matrix A, guess what I'll get? The same thing. Okay? Have a good day, guys.